but yeah, do you guys to describe the latest events which have led you to this moment?
God. Who's doing it?
It's just between you and Trin at the minute.
Odd. Huh? No.
Do you want to do a recap, or do you want me to do it?
Can you please?
Of course. Let me just take a swig of my orange juice. That's slightly off.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Is there
Nothing like nothing like drinking slightly soured orange juice.
Yum.
Right then, last session. We enter the alpha base. It's pretty quiet. George is in the kitchen. Potential dinner with the king tomorrow. Connor has the baby griffin. Padwin tries to shock Kashan. We put the miniaturized dead griffin in a cupboard overnight, and a giant snake stares at me. Okay. We all
that
same
is
notes.
fairly accurate.
Right?
Show you the beast.
We all have the strange dream again about the mist over the castle, looking over a castle and the mist comes to us. Now, I've only written what I did, which was I walk into the mist, and that Trin tries to jump off. And
she doesn't try.
And what I have quoted here is saying, so what you're saying is, if I dimension door, it's only 1,000 foot of damage. Which I think summarizes it well. Tordum is missing. Tordum is tiny. The griffin is the same size. And I summon Michael, who is searching for Menadiel, the lost archangel, and makes Tordum grow to about 3 foot. We go out and get our reward. We see Farmer Frank, unfortunately, and the brother of the man who was attacked by the griffin. We get our reward, which is 200 gold and 1 full bag of Electrum, which is 100 of those, which is 50 gold. No. Yes. Yep. I can't remember. Yes.
The way that I basically do it is that basically in Rome, all of the gold coins had little crosses on the back of them, and then you could basically put a sword point to that and do a hammer to it, which would split the coin in half as part of like a design feature. And Electrum is half of a gold coin. That's basically how I work it.
That's what I meant by that. Wow. My notes were bad there, apparently. We also go to a clerical rehab service who performs clerical spells, such as fixing sever heads onto people and reviving them.
Right, it's not rehab, it's recapitation.
Of course. Rehab. And, we get Tordum bigger. Well, a little bit bigger than bigger, and is now basically Godzilla. And then we head towards the marketplace. We hear the farmer saying that the griffin's getting heavier as we go through, and we buy cake. And we've been to the tailor's to buy some thread. But,
some thread, eh?
so, that little fun cat guy. Padwin. Sorry, I forgot his name. And ta-da, that's what happened last session.
And you scared the living crap out of Matt Damon.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now that has brought you to this point in life, what would you like to do? The floor is now yours.
Look.
Did we get that yarn thing that we needed in the end?
Yep, you've already got it.
Nice, okay.
We finished the session with you ending your talk with the tailor.
Oh yeah.
You're coming in really quietly, Trin, even though that boosts you up to 150%.
Oh, sorry, there we go. My voice might have been a little bit too soft for my mic to pick up properly.
How dare you?
I know, right?
God.
Yeah.
Do better next time.
I'll try.
Sorry.
All good.
Let's go for the second recording can separate out the mic. Okay, so yeah, it's getting on in, but it's still morning. Like, you haven't really done anything particularly major to pass the time. You've now got your thread, your thread in the case of Charlotte. And what would you like to do now?
Eat my goat.
To say I have nothing in particular I need to do, I think.
I should probably, maybe, just possibly, fix the Tordum issue, especially if we are going for dinner with the king tonight.
Oh, I kind of forgot about that.
That might be just now how would I put this without offending Tordum's size right now? A massive issue.
Maya, what did
But don't worry, things can't get any bigger from here. I mean, they can
There's plenty
quite
of
easily, but
It's gonna be like this. I'm going to
but overall they can't.
And you know I will. I did yesterday.
Do we head back to the Alpha base? Now we've pocketed our money. Have we split our reward yet between the three of us?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
It basically equates to 80 gold each.
That's right, yeah.
But
Thank you.
I didn't split this in terms of how much Electrum and stuff that equated to, but you basically just got 80 gold's worth of various coins.
Sit.
Yeah.
Right, now you play with the number blocks, Maya.
Did we add it to our inventories or did we just split it?
I did. I added it to Natalie's. I don't know if you guys did.
I don't think I added it. I don't know if I did or not. I'll say no.
No, but yeah, say that you didn't, and you can add it now.
Does it go in Electrum or gold?
Doing gold, just 80 gold's worth.
It was 80, right?
Yep, 80.
Nice. Cool. Cake is on me. More cake is on me.
Talking of cake, I just pulled 2 banana breads out of my oven.
Oh.
I thought you were going to say something completely different there.
Yeah, I pulled a banana out of my wang, yeah.
Yeah, should we head back to...
It's pretty big now.
Do we head back to the Alpha base to try and get this sorted?
That would probably be a good idea.
Yeah. Let's give them more shenanigans to deal with after the griffin.
How much more trouble can we cause before we go?
They're gonna hate us. We're gonna get fired.
I'm gonna wander around.
Okay,
I'm gonna look
the plan.
in the
We get...
Okay, so Tordum's basically just doing a lap of the high street. Which building are you going to rip the roof
Well,
off
I'm
of
gonna
first?
look, I want to look in that funny shaped building.
This one?
The square that's got the triangle on it.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, what's in there?
Hold on, let me move this random guard out of the way. Okay, so you rip off the roof of this and you recognise this as the jeweller shop that you sold all of the diamonds and precious stones to and got the majority of your 10 grand out of.
Okay.
And the mimic just looks the
mimic?
So,
Huh?
no, he uses mimicry to talk. That's where that came from.
Oh, Kenku.
Oh my god.
The Kenku basically just looks up at you and is like, "What? It's Godzilla!" And then another voice, "No, it's not. According to international copyright laws, it cannot be a Godzilla."
Hi. Well, you can't eat me no more. No.
And while you're over here, you can actually hear from the stage that Matt Damon has left and the crowd is all reconvened after being frightened off. And what is basically being said appears to be some sort of news crime. He's basically saying, The Guild of Pan Sellers mourns today as the great pan maker master has been found dead in his home. The authorities believe murder. More on this to follow.
Can I
What was
shout
their
to the
name?
girls that someone's been murdered?
Right, so what did you say?
What was the name, sorry, of who got murdered?
The pan-seer master.
The pan selling master.
Oh, pan-selling.
Basically the
The
Grand
pan-
Master of the Guild of Pan Sellers.
Of course.
Have
Why
you
would
been
there not be a
murdered? We
guild
should do
of
silver
pan
murder.
sellers?
Okay, so you guys heading back to the Alpha Base?
See you soon.
Okay. Tordum, which door are you going to use to try and get in?
Oh my god. Maybe. Oh my
I
god.
assume the back door, because it's obviously pretty big, because we've got giant snakes through it.
Okay. So,
Or can I just step over the wall into the garden?
right, bear with me. Not knowing what size you're going to be, I didn't actually put you on the map. So, bear with me.
Could I like just step over the wall?
Okay, you can definitely try. So, as you do, you try to step over the fence, which is only like 10 foot tall in comparison to you. You actually feel like there's... It's not necessarily like an electric shock, but you get this repelling sense. Something from the fence is pushing you away. Not massively hard, it's more just like a magnet pushing against another magnet.
So I can't actually get in.
Well, you could if you forced it, but you're getting this feeling that something is repelling you.
I'm just going to push my way in.
Okay. I'll do a strength check for
My
you.
strength's crap, so...
It isn't now because of how big you are.
Hey, stay big always.
So you get strength is 16, and I can't be able to work this out. Bear with me a moment. I don't know what this. I've score here. 16. Okay, so you get +3 to your strength at the moment, and you get 22, so you're able to just push your way through. And then nearly step on Baldwin. So do a dexterity saving throw to save you. 19.
Oh my god, please do not hit my horse.
I
Okay,
didn't,
so-
I missed the horse, don't worry.
Yeah, so she's able to dance out of the way and Baldwin basically just bolts. Okay.
Are we still on them? Are we being carried by Tordum?
I don't
Or are we
know why.
walking?
Oh, I carried them though.
Okay, sure.
Sorry. So I've just pushed them all the way through the door as well.
Okay.
I've just brought you in through the back door. Through a weird electric fence.
Okay. So aside from Baldwin just like bolting to the far side of the garden,
I'm going to put them down on the grass.
the back door opens and a tiny flaming creature comes running out at you with the face of a,
No.
with the body of a bull, but with wings completely wrapped in flame. And it comes running over to you and stops in the middle of the garden. Rah!
I'm going to lean right down and like crouch on my foot. Rah!
That's a pattern. So the creature is basically just sitting on all fours and trying to fight against this. Which is physically pushing him back. So.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay. And he's able to sort of like stop himself from being blown away, but at the last minute he's blown onto his back. He rights himself and he's like, I am a Balrog.
Oh god. Horse. Horse. Why wouldn't he be a Balrog? Why wouldn't he be? I'm gonna create a file at some point of every animal Padwin has turned into, and it's gonna be longer than any of my session notes. Probably.
Some of them don't fit together quite right,
At
Mike.
which point Clarissa comes out and is like, no, Padman, don't you step out of the grass. At which point the grass just bursts into flames
Oh no.
around him.
I do not have create or destroy water prepared.
I don't even know if I have any fire spells. Would chill touch put out fire?
Let me just see what else.
Would cure wounds work on grass? It's gonna be really healthy grass.
I just discovered I have the spell remove curse.
No, no, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
It's a necromancy spell, so unfortunately it doesn't do cold. Wait, does Clarissa have it? Bear with me.
Could I remove curse of fire? I don't know, is Padrin curse in place?
Well, the reason why she couldn't use remove curse on herself when she had the lycanthropy was because she needs both hands to use it. But in terms of casting remove curse on herself in regards to the shrinking, that's just something that didn't happen.
I didn't even notice.
Okay, so Clarissa doesn't have any water spells either, so George just comes out with a bucket and just douses the fire.
Does she hit the Balrog too? Does he hit the bell?
That's a good point, actually.
What's the matter, Maya?
Yes, unfortunately. And,
Padwin's having a shower.
no, Padwin is Maya. Enough. So Padwin is sort of put out, but after a moment he then catches fire again. At which point Clarissa waves her hands and he gets put into like a little bubble of blue energy and just starts floating in the air. Hello. As he just floats in front of you.
I've had one.
So he's
I'm
like,
just gonna poke the bubble and see if it moves. I'm gonna play ball with the bubble.
as he just sort of floats away.
Just try again.
So Clarissa just looks up at you and is like, do you guys ever have like a normal day?
No. Why
Are
would
we-
we?
Tired from being disruptive.
Oh, no, I've got an idea. Jason!
I heard of a murder.
So Jason gets up and is like, and he looks up at you and is like, I am not arm wrestling that thing. And he's like, yes you are. You said you would arm wrestle the next thing that is bigger than you are.
Oh god, I've got to arm wrestle Jason.
Oh boy. Do it. I'd love to
I'm
see
gonna
that.
like offer him my pinky because I'm assuming my hand is too big.
Right, so George brings over.
Or can I use my tail? My tail should be stronger than my hand in theory, being a lizard.
You can use whichever.
I'm gonna offer him
you
my
want.
tail.
So George comes over.
Potato.
Maya, enough. Time for quiet time. You said you want to play D&D. Play it by being quiet, okay? So George comes over and sort of like puts effectively this like stool in between you two, and Jason rests on it with his full hand. And what are you offering him?
My tail. I'm
Okay.
assuming my tail will be stronger than my arms.
Yep. So now it's just a contest of strength for us. So you got 50.
He's probably gonna win.
Let me just see. Have I actually made the profile for Jason? And of course, this is where my computer crashes. Start log.
No.
No, I haven't.
Do you know what you were intending to be?
Oh wait, no, it's not. It's a character that I made. I'm really not with this. Bear with me.
No worries.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay. So 15 versus 22. So unfortunately, Jason wins.
Wow. That's
That is
impressive. feat.
impressive.
Yeah, but Jason's natural strength is 19.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Like, yes! He holds up his arms like, what do I win? He's like, respect. No, I don't want respect. I didn't respect you at all from the start, so...
Can I dribble on his head?
Yes.
Okay.
Might I suggest to Master Scroll that you please put your t-shirt back on? Unfortunately, the saliva clings to him like baby oils, all of his six-pack
I'm
abs.
just gonna like pick him up sort of like this and like... Sorry, like, can I like try and
Fling him.
fling him sort of like aiming for like... I'm assuming there's like a water trough or something.
No.
There's no... How do the horses get water to drink? You're killing them if you don't feed them.
There's buckets for them, but there
Well, can I
isn't.
put him in a bucket then to give him a wash?
Okay, Sean.
No.
I'm going to try and put Jason in a bucket to wash him.
No.
Okay, now...
I said
Okay,
no.
just for the record, you guys have just cost me 5 gold.
Of course.
Who have I cost 5 gold?
Me. And Clarissa just...
Oh.
That's not funny, Daddy.
That's an awful joke.
I'm being bullied by a 5-year-old.
That's me.
So, exactly how did this happen?
I'm the only one over here who's playing
wishes and removing curses and stuff, I think.
They were getting killed by a griffin, so I wish that the griffin didn't squish them by being smaller, and then somehow I got made small, and then somehow that then changed to make me big.
Yeah, basically.
And then I discovered I have removed curse, but that doesn't seem to make any difference right now.
So, are you going to remove curse on yourself now, or?
Will it work? Because it's a side effect of the enlarge spell that they tried to cast on me.
Well, typically enlarge reduce only lasts for like a set amount of time, and I'm assuming that amount of time has passed.
So then I would have shrunk, wouldn't I?
Well, then again, it was Michael that cast this, so he was probably enlarge reduce on steroids.
Oh no. That sounds awful.
It sounds fantastic.
Do you have any use for a giant lizard?
I have several uses for a giant lizard right now, but some more, at various different points in my life, but now unfortunately isn't one of them. Oh my god, Jenna's gonna lose her nut when she sees you.
Oh boy.
I'm going to go look through the window.
Okay.
And spy on everyone and just see who mentions it.
So Jen is in the back and she appears to be applying makeup.
Okay, I'm going to go see what the others are doing.
So Frank, Columba and Kashan are just doing whatever they would do.
Weird boy orgy!
while Connor is sitting on the sofa and he appears to be reading a small book while cradling the baby griffin in his arms. And the snake is basically just curled up in the corner looking at you in a very suspicious way.
I'm going to go pet Miguel.
No.
That
poor snake.
Don't say that, Daddy.
Why is there a dead body?
Daddy,
That's a
keeps
snail
saying
guy.
meow.
You haven't actually done anything with him yet.
Mommy.
Have we not?
Enough.
Oops.
I'm going to pick
We're
up snail guy and offer
fine.
to feed it to Miguel.
Mommy.
Okay. Maya, enough.
What's the matter? Ginger, go to bed.
Daddy keeps saying meow. And I want
Okay, so you
Go
can
to bed.
do an animal handling with advantage because you have the dead body. Okay, so you got 8.
Oh.
30 stuff fed Miguel.
Yep.
Miguel has been fed.
Woohoo!
Fred.
No angry snakes, at least.
Yeah, at least I can do one thing being giant. I can reach the head of the giant snake.
Oh yeah.
So Padwin is
I
basically
just
just
dropped the candy in my drink.
so Padwin is basically just like floating around you, just like a little planet that's orbiting you.
Can I flick him?
Which direction you go flick him in?
I'm gonna flick him at the same bucket Jason's in.
Whee!
Made a very big snake, Maya.
I'm making a rainbow number block.
Okay, the very big rainbow number block.
That's a bad joke, Mommy, for my big rainbow.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure what we can do to help you with this. Unfortunately, none of us know the enlarge reduce spell.
Getting hungry.
And to be perfectly honest,
I'm getting
Maya,
hungry.
enough.
I will
But-
attempt to cast remove curse on myself and see what does.
I want cheese.
I haven't got cheesecake. I don't like cheesecake, so why would I make the effort of making a cheesecake if I don't like cheesecake?
Okay, so
I want to know.
so you basically make the magic in your hands and you place it on your chest. The magic courses through, but nothing particularly happens. So this isn't actually the result of a curse, this is a result of a normal spell. That's just lasting much longer than it should.
Wonderful. Spells and steroids. Never thought I'd come across that in my life.
Well, but there are the wizards and sorcerers of this of my games will be able to access various spells that are just called, name a spell on steroids, which is basically which basically just like boosts the spell because of some like artificial means and stuff like that.
That's wonderful. I love it.
Yeah, the very first game that I DM'd, there was the sorcerer was obsessed with obtaining dark artifacts. So every time that he did, he was able to boost one of his spells.
Oh no.
So it was like Firebolt, Fireball, Shocking Hands, Burning Grasp,
Oh my god.
Blight, all of them. He was able to steroid.
I know what our new goal is now.
So Padwin comes over to you. Guess what?
What?
If I took everything that I put that is within 10 feet of me, if I was big, would burst into flames because I'm a Balrog.
Well, I am very glad you are tiny then.
Yes. Can I sit on your head?
Should be fun.
Having a broken piece.
If you sit on my head, are you going to set me on fire?
I don't know. I never sat on anyone's head like this.
You have cure wounds, right? I'm sure we'll be fine.
I'll pick you up first, and I'm gonna... Wait, hang on. I'm going to take off my armor. No, that's a dumb idea, because my AC is lower, but I'm wearing metal, but fire and metal. I'm gonna take off my armor. No, wait, what would happen with Mithril?
Well, I basically say... I don't know what it would be in regards to fire. I do know that Mithril doesn't conduct electricity, but I've never really thought about it with fire. I'd suppose it would have a really high melting point, so you should be okay.
I'll just pick up the burning baby Balrog. What could go wrong?
Okay,
Definitely pudding paper. It's very soft.
can I get a Constitution saving throw from you, please?
Yes, you can indeed. Where is my d20s gone? Where have my d20s gone? Right.
Oh my god, dice.
That would be, 19.
I was just got loads of bananas. It
Can
smells
I
really
listen
soft.
to it on my head?
Okay.
It's squidgy because it's
Yeah, you can listen to it on your headphones, but you're going to have to wait a minute.
there's a bit too many.
Can I sit
Yeah.
next to
Okay, you take 5 fire damage.
Unless you can fit in that little space.
Yeah,
Lovely.
you just pick him up and the bubble is really, really hot.
Right, we'll sit there for a minute.
And that seems to be containing all of his heat. And after a minute, you can't hold on to him any longer and you drop the bubble. But the bubble continues floating in midair.
Wait a minute.
Maybe not. Don't have them on his head.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good banana cake?
How about, Padwin, we find you something fun to play with?
Ooh, I got it.
But first, you're gonna have to change form into something like your usual self.
Ooh, you mean like...
What have I done? What have I
What
done?
have you done?
What have I done? I was trying to be useful. I'm sorry.
Trying.
Trying being the keyword.
So, one sec, the... Okay. You mean like this?
Shall I get you guys
Oh.
a blanket?
Oh.
No.
He's still in the bubble, by the way.
Not quite. A bit more, a little bit different still. More like your actual usual self, like,
Of course.
hang on, I need to be writing this down.
Ah yes, the Comporium.
Again, not quite. Okay, DM, do we know what dinosaurs are?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Is that a flaming pony?
Yes.
Again, Padma, not quite. More like your cat-like self.
Oh, okay.
Mommy.
God, I'm coming. Is there a special way that Padman has to, like, know these animals? Like, does he have to encounter them?
Yeah, it's basically the
Why?
same. From what you've gotten from Scott, is that he basically needs to have. It's pretty much the same as the druid beast form. Yeah, as long as he's seen them, he's able to transform into them. But the problem is that the alphas see so many different things, then that you can transform into like pretty much anything.
Wow. Well traveled. Or well
Daddy,
knowledgeable, I guess.
Daddy.
What is he now? What?
I was sitting on this.
I'm a sphinx.
Is that a...
Does
Yep.
Of course.
Close. You're getting closer, Padman, but maybe lose the wings and be just a cat. There we go. Now, did you or me, Onyx, have the gift?
You know, I don't think it's something I'd write in my inventory, but
No,
I
me
completely
neither.
have it.
Yeah.
Let's say one of you has it.
Yeah, I'll just say I have it. Shall I
Cool.
throw it out for him?
I was on the watch.
I think we should... Yeah, just do it, actually.
Hang on, wait, they're still in the bubble though.
Oh, shit. We need to get rid of the bubble.
We could potentially... Can we pass it through the bubble?
Okay, so Mon, please, enough. But basically, as soon as you make contact with the bubble, it pushes him away. Whee!
Oh no.
And he travels right into the Alcorn.
Oh no.
No.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's fine.
The Alcorn shakes itself, thinking it's being attacked, and rears up on his hind legs, which causes Padron to fly towards Ast.
Oh no. What have I done?
Could you borrow your phone?
Well, he's not fiery, so we can pick him up. So if he gets flogged in our direction, I think we should grab him, or attempt to.
Probably best.
So Clarissa cries, Connor! And Connor comes rushing out with the griffin put under his arm. And he immediately tries coming down the Alcorn. But Ast, however, seems to be more appreciative of the situation and gently sort of bumps Padman down to the ground. Unfortunately, he bounces back up, but sort of more in your direction.
Yeah. I'll step forward and grab him.
At which point Clarissa just sort of clicks her fingers and the bubble pops. And he just sort of flops into your arms.
Oh. That works. Okay. Well, now that he's not floating around like a beach ball. Oh no. What?
What is that?
I'm a Tarrasque.
Is
What, sorry?
A Tarrasque.
A Trask. I'm gonna spell that wrong.
Hey, Bubba, no screaming.
Tarrasque.
Tarrask. Sorry, SQUE.
so death and destruction if it were the real thing.
I still probably spelled that wrong, but yeah, sure.
Okay, so that's T for that's for a Golden Shepherd.
Oh no! Yep.
Oh yeah, Trin,
T.
you're not privy to this.
Oh my god, welcome to the alphabet. So that's T4, that's for Color Shepherd.
Hold on. Let me get the.
And there goes Ricola Shepherd.
That's a new alphabet.
There is a new alphabet. It's called the Ricola Shepherd alphabet.
Oh boy.
It's how they taught them how to write.
I need to find it because I can't remember what's where I actually put this thing. Documents. Ricola Shepherd alphabet. Right. Okay, so that's Okay, so actually, that's T for Time Will Never Forget, Ricola Shepherd. A for that's Ricola Shepherd. R for Ricola Shepherd. R for Ricola Shepherd. A for it's Ricola Shepherd. S for Saint of Saints, Ricola Shepherd. Q for Queens Have Nothing on Ricola Shepherd. U for Unified by Faith of Ricola Shepherd. And E for Everybody Knows who Ricola Shepherd is.
There we go. Thank you for that. Right, it is disheartening.
I feel so educated right now. That was an experience. Thank you. Well, now that we've got miniature Death Reincarnate, I'm gonna hand him the yarn that we bought for him.
Ooh.
Fluffy.
Did my remove curse work?
No.
Okay.
There you go. Just Trin just sent you the alphabet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you. That's.
Charlotte, do you want to explain to who Ricola Shepherd actually is?
Ricola Shepherd is a corrupt nun.
What? Basically, okay, once upon a time. Now, was it Kashana or Alumba who got kidnapped by Frank?
Alumba.
Alumba got kidnapped by Frank. They both fell through a ceiling of this temple church place in which we had a
Frank
religious woman called Ricola Shepherd. Now, I have Ricola Shepherd somewhere. I have no notes written on her profile page. Really useful.
The mission we went on for the town, we found out she was actually part of the conspiracy to overthrow the king.
Yeah, and is not a good person.
And we kind of just left her running around. We haven't actually.
Oh yeah, we did nothing.
We sort of took the attitude of, well, we solved your monster problem, so the rest of your political problem is not our problem. As soon as they tried to throw us in prison.
Well, they didn't try to throw you in prison, they did throw you in prison.
Yeah, we just broke
and then
out
we escaped. And we also sort of met Jack the Ripper's sort of
cousin.
acquaintance, and we sort of let him out, but it's fine.
So what you're telling me is that you're actually criminals.
You also let out
100%.
3 gladiator elves who killed everybody in the prison.
I will let the bards
yes,
out as well.
and that.
I'm gonna let the bards out and sing everyone's tales.
Yep.
Literally.
To put lightly, Trin, us breaking out of jail was sort of like the baby killing incident.
Oh my god. There's no comparison. We don't speak of this.
Well, you're gonna have to,
That's the story we need to know.
You're gonna have to speak of this now. So.
No.
So in our friends campaign that we're in, we had gone to this. We'd gone on a mission to go like get rid of an old like slave trader or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we find him, you know, we do the usual, tie him to a chair, kind of torture him a little bit. And then his wife and newborn child run out, like the wife holding the newborn child run out the cellar and surround him as one of our old party members shoots a lightning bolt at them. We save the baby, but the mother and father die instantly.
Oh.
And we just then left the baby in an orphanage and ran away. We're good at dealing with our problems.
Grows up to be a nice person, although if it finds out you murdered its parents, you might have a bit of a problem later in the campaign.
Yeah, because nothing like that has happened in this campaign. Right, little Griffin?
Oh no! God. We're in 2 campaigns with a baby killing moment.
We're good at this. We're really good at this.
It's fine. It was really good for my character, who is heavily lawful good.
Oh yeah, that was
so basically just like this character.
She is a strict human.
Can I just say, you seem to play good characters, Mario, that tend to do lots of things that a good person wouldn't do.
Good is just good is an ideology.
Fair enough.
Well, considering the first thing that you did in this campaign was go to a brothel and murder loads of people, I'm not really surprised.
She wasn't sure to. You kind of dragged her along to that one.
I just followed a dog. Don't blame that on me.
Because everyone follows a dog to a brothel.
Oh yeah, you haven't met the wolf, have you, Trin?
We assumed it was Scott.
Oh.
Yeah, you've established that it's Fenris.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the Viking wolf of the apocalypse has been leading you guys around to brothels.
Probably be a bad sign.
Yeah, we're probably the sign that we are the apocalypse. Maybe
Oh,
I
God.
shouldn't say giant. Actually, no, I'll say giant.
Okay. At which point Jen comes out.
Can I be like cuddling Miguel? Like, I'm obviously bigger than him, so I'm assuming I can actually pick him up and cuddle him now.
Okay, he's still... Wait, actually, is he hostile to you? Yeah, he's still somewhat hostile to you, so like he's trying to make various attempts to bite you.
The thing is, I think do I get an extra handling check? So I'm just like trying to cuddle him.
Yep, bear with me. Okay, right, so he hasn't been able to actually hit you. So, animal handling again. Okay.
Really, Aya? You choose just this moment when your nappy decides to go up your buttocks.
Okay, so Jen comes out and sees giant Tordum, and she's like, "What did you do?"
Michael did it!
Yeah, Michael did it. Of course. But technically he did.
Can I just say, angels seem to f it all up.
Hey! That's Clarissa.
An angel made me into a giant.
Name one other occasion whenever an angel fucked up your life. And
They made me a giant twice.
And she then looks at you, Maria, and is like, "Don't answer that."
They failed multiple times to intrude on stuff.
Okay, maybe next time you want to try words.
I'm a lizard. I don't have many words that make sense in human language.
We're meeting with the king in 6 hours.
Not my problem.
In 6 hours.
Yes.
Do we need to wear something different? Is this appropriate? What is appropriate for meeting a king?
Not being
Like,
20
yeah.
foot tall.
Yes, not being... well, technically you're 17. But yes, not being that big. Do something about this.
I'm gonna pick people up and just try and like, can I make you bigger?
Are you going to do that too?
I'm gonna pick on Jason.
Okay. As for the rest of you, yes, we've got noble attire for you to try on, but why is this happening of today of all days?
Frank.
Hold on.
Frank started it.
You called, darling.
No, Jen asked whose fault this was.
Again, you called.
Talk to Jen.
Why, hello, darling. You're looking very single as always.
Don't
And Jen just looks at him and just backhands him. But I must say, darling, you're looking fabulous. I mean, just look at those legs of yours.
I look down, I'm like, I can't really see my legs.
No, that's okay, darling. I can.
I'll kick him.
Can if you
I'm
want.
gonna kick Frank. I'm gonna drop Jason on Frank's head. I'm still holding Jason in my hand. I'm gonna drop Jason on Frank.
He lands on Frank. He's like, oh, Jason, I've missed you. And on that note, maybe we should go somewhere more quiet.
Jason just got kidnapped by Frank. That made it worse.
It's fine, right?
Yeah, it's fine, just as long as he doesn't go to World War II again.
Again?
That's a long story which I don't have time to explain. As for you, she rounds on Clarissa, where the hell is Scott?
Not being turned into a giant person.
Don't look at me, he went off with Katie. And Jen just like goes, the one time I need people to be where they're supposed to be, and she storms off inside. The last time, and Padron just like sneaks over to you. So the last time Auntie Jen got like this, she locked everybody in a cupboard for 4 days.
What?
Yes. I was told not to let anybody out.
Why?
I don't know, I didn't ask. I had really small paws, I couldn't open doors anyway.
How did you get out of here without opening the door?
I have an alpha mark. It's on my tummy. He rolls over and he put... and you can actually see that his tummy is actually quite bald, but he's got... and you can see an alpha mark on his tummy, but it doesn't look like a tattoo, it looks like it's been done in felt tip pen.
Oh, that's wholesome. That's really cute.
That is adorable.
And what did your alpha mark do?
It makes me do this. He canters over to you. Shocking grasp!
Oh, sorry, spasm.
Hello!
Get in the bucket.
Hello!
So, how are we meant to deal with all of this in time for the big dinner?
Wait. You said you had a present for me.
Oh, yeah, that was the yarn. I'm sorry, it wasn't exciting, but it's something.
Ooh, what does it do?
Look, where is it? Do you still have it?
Yeah, I gave it to them when I was holding them, so if they left my arms, then it's somewhere on the floor, probably.
Is it easy to spot on the floor?
Oh yeah, it's bright purple, so...
I'm gonna take a bit off and just dangle a little bit. Just like, you know when cats try to reach up but it's just out of reach? I'm just gonna do that. Try and like, look!
So Clarissa comes over to him and says, excellent. She takes a bit of string, goes over to the alicorn and ties it to his horn.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This is not gonna go well. Oh, no.
Oh, what do you mean? I think it's gonna go great.
He could get stomped on. What do you mean?
It'll be fine.
I'm not being accountable for anything that is to occur.
He's not related
That's
to us,
probably
so it's
fair.
not our problem.
Oh no. I hope he doesn't turn into a pancake.
I like pancakes.
No, he'll probably just turn into like a gelatinous cube splosh or something.
Well, anyway, darlings, we have a dress fitting to do, so hold on tight.
What?
He
What?
he just grabs both of you, and so the world just suddenly starts getting really blurry around you.
I'm actually having to zoom out to figure out where we've gone. Oh, there we are. I was really zoomed in.
Well, darlings, we have a selection of multiple dresses for you to go through, and it's going to take us a very long time to go through all of them.
Okay. I've never really dressed up before.
Yeah.
Well, what colours are you feeling, darling? Are you feeling blue? Are you feeling green? Are you feeling red? Are you feeling nothing? I like nothing.
Onyx, do you have a preference?
Like green. Like, I'd like something green, please.
And I'd like something blue.
Okay.
God, we're so basic with our classes.
So Jen is getting changed into it's effectively this like really dark blue dress, but then over the shoulder it's got almost this chest plate, and it's then got like loads and loads of really articulate embroidery that's all revolving around the upside down tick of the arrowhead of the alphas. Sort of think, have you ever watched Castlevania?
Yes.
It's all like a female version of Trevor's outfit, but alphas.
Oh my god, that's gorgeous.
Trin, do you know what we're talking about?
Vaguely, yes.
You'd love Castlevania, Trin. I'm surprised you haven't watched it.
I want to watch it properly, but like, yeah, I need to get there at some point.
So,
There's basically a dress version of that.
so
oh damn.
Yes.
Fashionista, let's go.
Oh yeah, he knows what he's doing. What colour did you say? Or is it the same colours as that? Sorry.
hers is dark blue. So if you think where it's white, it's sort of like just normal blue, and then where it's red, it's like very dark blue, almost black.
Ooh.
So a couple of hours into this, Scott comes in, and he's like, "Hello, hello."
Girls are getting changed in the changing room. I'm just going to shout through the house. So I'm assuming I
Yeah.
can hear him.
Yeah, he's still big.
And I'm still sort of like peering through the doorway.
So he comes through the door and he's like, and goes up to you and says, "This is normal for you, right? So I've missed something that puts all of us in context, haven't I?"
Yes.
Okay, right.
You're in trouble.
Why? What did I do?
I don't know. Something about Katie and palace meetings that look like I can't go to. Too tall.
At which point Casey also comes in and is like, "Oh, this is fun."
Frank!
Yes, darling.
Explain to them what you did.
I didn't do anything, darling. I cast a wish, and as I promised, it was 100% risk-free,
It really wasn't.
and nothing that I did afterwards did anything to affect your current position.
Can I just like poke my finger through it and like Frank?
So where's Jason?
I dropped him on Frank and he didn't come back.
He disappeared. So Scott just looks at him and is like, "Ugh."
Katie and the girls are getting changed in the other room.
"Oh, are they?" And she's like, and she just like skips along and comes into the room with you.
Oh.
So so what sort of attire are you guys hoping for?
Oh god.
You've got your dresses on. What do you envision you'll put on now?
Something delicate and simple, I think.
Grecian
Yeah.
toga.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
Like that kind of like floatiness, yeah.
Yeah, so I was thinking like the floatiness of the Grecian toga type thing.
Yeah.
That can be quite
But like in a
delicate.
blue.
Yeah.
And you, Onyx?
I guess something similar. I'm not good with dresses for the life of me,
Jessica
nor is
Rabbit,
Alex
but
at
in
this point.
green.
Almost. Like, maybe just put like a little like leaf somewhere on it just so that it's not exactly the same.
Well, I was thinking then under the slit you've got like your little holster for your little like your dagger and arrows and stuff are actually like
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
So that when you actually put your leg out, you've actually got like a fully art, like your legs are, you've got your weapons like all up, like, attached underneath the skirt.
Yeah. Hopefully that's not going to be bad. We'll find out later. Oh, okay.
He's actually looking up Jessica Rabbit pictures now.
Oh no! What have we done?
You don't have to agree with any of that. I'm just posing ideas.
Okay, so Casey helps you helps you get everything ready. Because I'm taking it that Onyx isn't particularly well versed in putting dresses on and doing makeup and stuff.
Perhaps. Forrest isn't necessarily cool for that sort of thing.
Okay, so she basically just helps you, etc. You two, Morella, and then after a while, she leaves the two of you alone, and sort of skips back into the sort of main room. At which point, you see that Padwin is climbing up you.
I'm just gonna pick him up. He doesn't need to climb up me. I'll just pick him up.
Okay, and he starts jumping on your head. So, I can get you small. Bounce, 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 bounce.
Katie, Scott, how much do you value Padwin?
Oh no.
Do not eat him.
I'm not gonna eat it, but I shouldn't like know my fingers up. Flick him off the top of my head.
Whee!
Unfortunately, he landed in the vicinity of Miguel. That's not my fault.
Hey, Snake. Ooh, I know a spell that might help.
We've already tried remove curse.
Oh no, it's not remove curse. It's a special spell.
What's that? A shrink spell?
God.
No, I don't know what it's called,
No,
but
I'm watching your own video.
I don't know what it's called, but I can do it anyway.
Oh yeah, stop it.
That
What does
bodes
it do?
well.
It does this, and he puts his paws on you. Wait, no biting.
Okay.
Puts his paws on you, and this glowing blue light just sort of washes over you, and sort of just encompasses you in a giant force field. It sticks around for about 6 seconds before it disappears. Did that help?
No, that didn't help. I just went glowy for a while.
No.
Sit. Sit.
In that case, shocking grasp.
Oops, sorry.
Oh my god.
Okay, and that as you do that, and he sort of rolls away.
Careful. Hiya.
Oh. Nice.
No.
Sorry, I missed what you said. I was being attacked by a child.
Yay! I saved you.
I'm confused. Why did you put me in a shield and then turn me small? Why did you just turn me small in the first place?
I don't know. I don't know how magic works.
Wait, am I the right size? I'm gonna be like petting my head to like try and work out if I'm grown or if I'm the right size I should be.
Yes, you're now 3'5" again.
Yay!
Woo!
I saved you.
That doesn't stop me putting you in the bucket, and I'm gonna chase him around with the bucket of water.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh, good. That means you can go to the party now.
I'm gonna throw the bucket at whoever said that and then run out the door.
Oh no. Oh.
Okay, so are the two of you ready to present yourselves?
I think so. Unless like there's more like protocol into fanciness, like we could get those like fancy hats or whatever, but
Real quick, hang on. I am gonna take, I'm gonna take one of my green rocks. I'm gonna take one of my lacer gates, and I'm gonna find a bit of like cord or string, wrap it round, and make it as a necklace for Onyx, so they have something more green.
I have string. And he presents the thread. Or the wall that you got him.
Would you like this?
wait, what string was it?
And the thread,
With the
ball of-
wonderful, very vibrant purple.
We can integrate it. I'm sure we can.
Green and purple go well together. It's like lavender, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
I'm not
very-
gonna hurt his feelings.
Vibrant lavender on a spring day, and I'm gonna fasten it round the green gate, and I'm gonna give it to you as like a necklace.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You're probably as terrified as I am about this. We're wearing dresses.
Yeah. This is like
Yeah.
the first dress ever. I don't like it.
I've worn a lot of dresses, but nothing like this. Bye, Padwin. Where did Padwin go? Oh my!
What is that?
What is that for my notes, please?
I'm a skull.
A
It's
skull,
flaming
just a skull.
The screaming flying skull thing that was running around before.
That could be something else.
Screaming,
I could be something else.
flying.
I
Skull.
could be something else. Ooh, I could be an ooze.
Oh no.
Get out the dress, please.
Please, no. How about
So we
we can do
hear all
this later
screaming
when we're
going
back
on.
from seeing the king?
So what was that?
Maybe we can try this later after we're back from seeing the king.
Okay, I'll just follow you then.
Oh no.
We should probably go to Katie and get this one wrangled off us.
Yeah, just maybe.
Love you,
Yeah, and we'll
Mum.
go
Love you.
join the others.
Whee.
I never thought I'd be chased by a skull in my life as well. Everything's new to me.
Help!
As opposed to Morello, who was chased by an intellect devourer just this morning.
What?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's great.
So at this point, Katie is basically... Scott is sitting on a chair, and Katie is sitting on his lap, and she's basically got a cut-throat razor in her hand. And she's just looking at you like, as if she's having the time of her life. Hi guys.
Can you get the skull off us, Padwin off us before we leave?
I'm afraid I've got my hands full, and at that point she presents a big brush, and she just lathers this foam on Scott's face. Padwin, come here, like Jen says, and Padwin just sort of like zooms over to her.
Can I note, has anybody else apart from the two girls got changed yet?
Yeah, I'll just say that
The boys are wearing tuxes or something.
yeah.
With little dicky bows and everything, but you can't see it around because Shah's got little like the
Yeah.
beard's been like plaited or something.
Oh yeah.
And you got proper like beard plaits.
I don't.
Oh, he's gonna look it up now. Don't tell me you actually made a token with beard plaits.
Oh, he already has beard plaits. So
Like more, I'm talking like proper posh beard plaits.
I don't. Oh, I didn't upload it. Yeah, I had hairdresser Frank, but I didn't. I had a pair of scissors, but I didn't upload it.
Really is Frank for every occasion. That's a lot of Franks. That's scary.
Oh
Oh
my
god, there's more.
goodness.
Oh no!
Oh wow. My hair's fine. I've brushed and plaited my hair back a little bit. I don't need mine doing.
Yeah, great. Thank you though.
And
You know, like Legolas's, how it's like got the little braids that go behind the ears.
Yeah.
That's what mine's like.
Aw.
Nice.
I'm actually quite glad that you weren't around whenever we had Frankicon.
Oh my god, you'd have hated Frankicon.
What?
Yeah, don't. I think I have it as like a session note.
Oh. Oh. I'm worried.
It was
Yeah.
when Marilla accidentally unleashed the multiverse of Frank, and all of the Franks congregated outside their alpha base and had a Frankicon.
Yeah, it was bad.
And then like, the Frank police turned up and busted Frankicon for a drug raid, and then the Franks fall back against the police Frank, and then all of the other Franks then try burning the bodies as evidence.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was. You know how bad TwitchCon America's been, Sean? It was like that, but worse.
Oh no!
It was all
Oh
Frank.
no! I'm truly worried and terrified of Frank now.
So Scott manages to sort of like part the foam that Katie's just sort of dumped on his face and are you sure she can really do your she can do wonderful things with hair? And she's like, and then Katie just sort of holds the razor to his neck and is like, hold still, you end up with one side of your neck shorter than the other.
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, thank you though.
Okay, so Katie basically starts shaving at Scott's beard, and while keeping perfectly still, he's basically like, I really don't know why you want me to be here, I'm not exactly royalty material. At one case, I'll just say everybody is sort of come in as evening's starting to creep in. And George will take powder off Jen's hands, he's just sort of like juggling powder in between his hands. Yeah, that's exactly why I want you there. I want you where I can see you so you don't blow this opportunity up while I'm here. Like, oh, calm down, it'll all be fine. And then Casey's like, I said hold still. Like, you're not using a silvered razor, it won't hurt me. It's like, you want to bet?
Oh.
So then Jen basically rounds on you guys and is like, that goes for you as well. This is the first official invite the Alphas have received in almost 5 years. This is our first and probably our only chance to regain a standing in civilization. So we can't fuck this up. So no fire, no supersizing, no general murder, no summoning Frank,
No thaumaturgy?
no pharmasurgery.
Understood. No fire. I get out a notepad and I start writing the rules down. No fire.
No griffins, no giant snakes.
No
I can't go
snake.
to dinner, obviously, then.
Griffins. No thaumaturgy. That's not how you spell thaumaturgy, but oh well.
Alright, that's P.
No. We're good, thank you. I got it. So basically, no magic, no death, no chaos.
Yes. No chaos. Yeah. Work with that.
That's what we stand for, man.
What about good chaos?
No chaos of any kind.
Okay.
What about rugs?
What about rugs?
Can you take rugs?
No rugs.
I'm going to sit and debate this one.
Right, give me. I'll do a persuasion check for you.
I'm going to debate this one in my mind.
Oh, you're debating it with yourself? Not
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not really debating it with her.
Okay.
She said no rugs. I'm seeing how I can interpret that in any other way.
Oh,
Well, I assume she means I can't take any rugs with me.
Is this an epiphany that you come to, or do you say this out loud?
It's an epiphany I've had in my head.
Okay. Okay, so any more questions?
I think we're all good. I think.
Okay. So Casey finishes shaving Scott and is like, alright, we're out to go get changed. So despite unlike all of the others, he really doesn't take long in getting changed, and he basically dresses up effectively as Altair's outfit, but black with the few gold trimmings. He's basically got the same sort of breastplate that Jen does, with like the Alpha symbol on it. You can see that this isn't like necessarily a dress uniform. This is actually a uniform. Because it does actually, but it's pretty, but it's practical. You could easily see him, like, and Jen, like, easily fighting him, like, put in this outfit.
Okay.
I take it you two know who Altair is.
Something bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on. Ibn Lahad. God, you call yourselves nerds.
Terribly sorry.
Oh! That's what you were saying. Of course I know them. Yes.
Oh yes, of course. They are who I think they are, right, chum?
Who do you think they are?
I was gonna say, I don't know what you're thinking right now.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't
not
want to
that
get
close
my side.
friends,
No,
yes.
no, no, no. No, okay, no. They are who I think they are. Okay, cool. Wonderful.
Well, Frank comes over to you and is like, well, darling, I'll give you a hint. You can't spell what they are without the words arse, sin, and sass.
Yes. That's very credible. Sorry, that was awful.
Oh boy.
And a legit meme, ironically, which shows just how terrible comedy has gotten. Okay, so Jen basically just looks. I mean, there's not really a concept of clocks, but she's looking around, and from her observation, she sort of works out that it's time to go. So, okay. Last chance. Any more questions?
How do we greet the king?
Oh, God, yeah.
Best thing to do is don't unless somebody tells you to.
Don't greet. No bowing or...
I'll tell you when to bow, but
Okay.
there is a protocol, and it's best that you just simply do as you're told and don't interfere with it until we're all ready.
Wonderful, we can do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can follow protocol. We're great at following protocol.
Have you gotten changed into anything, or are you staying in your maid robes?
I'm just in a clean maid robe.
Okay.
Just in a clean one.
Okay. So,
I'm not even bothering to put shoes on.
so just wandering around with your lizard feet.
I always walk around with lizard feet. I don't have shoes on.
You still have your goat?
No, I put my goat in the fridge.
Okay. So Clarissa goes over to Skull and gives him a kiss on his clean-shaven face, and Skull then goes over and kisses the flaming skull on the head. Oh, I say on the head, but he is a head.
He kisses the head of the flaming skull.
And then Frank goes, "My darling, I'll miss you. Remember me as you ascend up to the paths of royalty."
I was like, which Frank said this? There's so many Franks in the room.
This Frank.
Oh, he's talking to you too.
I think they're just so traumatized they've muted themselves.
I think we should get going, else we're going to be late.
Okay. Okay, so Alimba tells his Frank to stay behind, and you and you guys with Kashan, Alimba, Scott, and Jen head off to. It's basically called the Palace Street, but it is literally just the palace. Like, it's not an actual street. So you make your way through the streets. The sun is already beginning to set, and the night watch is already sort of lighting the street torches and claiming and picking up all the latrine buckets that are outside the various houses. But the journey to the palace isn't far, and in the space of 5 minutes you're at the wall of the palace. But by design, the entrance to the palace faces away from any of the open areas of the city, so you basically have to go around the palace, sort of the long way, in order to get to the main entrance. The gates are very heavily manned, with armed men in very heavy plate armour, and they're in the exact same style as the palace guards in Aqua Veda, just with different artistry about them.
Do you think they churn the palace guards out from some warehouse?
What, like stormtroopers?
Yeah.
Not that I know what those are.
Oh no, stormtroopers are definitely canon in this. We've met our fair share of them.
Oh my god.
What?
Don't worry, they
I
can't.
suppose-
Don't worry, they can't aim for shit. We killed them with an army of teddy bears.
Of course. Yes.
Yes.
No,
The king? The king.
legitimately, like Clarissa was trying to work out her spells, and she turned both me and a whole bunch of people into teddy bears at the same time. The stormtroopers invaded, so we had to fight them off with sticks.
Oh.
Okay.
And,
No,
and Jen's like, oh yeah, I remember that. You squeaked every time you punched somebody.
Oh, that's so cute.
So you approach the main gates with Jen, and the guards all cross their spears at the entrance to bar you entering the palace. There's a balding man in black robes standing by the guards and looking quite irritable. As soon as he sees Jennifer,
Sorry, I'll take everything with me, including wire.
so as soon as he sees Jennifer, he doesn't necessarily brighten up, but he looks less irritable, and he pushes past the what? Yes, you can take that. Okay. So yeah, but will you stop? So he pushes past the spears and comes over to you guys. Stop, please, come on. But he's like, it's about time, he complains to Jen. His Majesty is waiting in the throne room. And then he turns to the rest of you and says, you will leave your weapons here. You'll leave your weapons and armament here. No weapons are permitted within proximity of the king.
Of course. Did we bring any weapons with us?
I'm assuming you did. But Are you okay to surrender your weaponry?
Yeah, and I probably don't have armor on anyway right now because I'm wearing a dress.
No.
Yeah,
But I seriously doubt you're going to get into combat here, but in the realistically likely outcome of that, you're not wearing any armor or have any weapons.
Oh my
on.
god, I could be squishy now.
How squishy are you without your armor?
Without my shield and armor, I go from a 20 to an 11.
Ooh.
Don't get any ideas though. That's not.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Of course not. DMs would never do that.
Hmm. How about you, Onyx? How squishy are you now?
Give me a second. Very sorry, just had my internet come through. Where's the page? And where's my equipment? I'm really struggling right now.
Well, Kashan goes from a 21 to a 15. No, a 12. Oh wait, no, even worse, 11 as well.
Oh my god.
Wait, oh. Okay, it's from 16 to 13. So a little squish.
Oh. Fine, right? We'll be fine.
Yes.
I'm just gonna write this down. Matt, you're probably not gonna get into combat here.
And if you can just put the gif of Matt Mercer just looking really evilly at his players.
Yeah.
And how about... I don't think Olimbo actually changes at all. So I don't think he's actually got any armor on. No, he doesn't. Yeah, so Olimbo is still a 14.
Wow, jealous.
Okay. So, you surrender all your weapons over without any incident?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So the guards then park their spears and you're allowed to enter the palace complex. Okay, so similar to Aquaveda, you find yourself in a garden-like courtyard with a fountain in the centre of the open space, and you can see that there are men and women toiling in these garden areas. Some are growing flowers, but then there are others which are growing crops and other consumables. And you can see that pretty much at every single corner, at every entrance, or just generically every few feet, there's a guard. But yeah, so there's guards everywhere, and all of them have their eyes on you, and some of them even have their hands on their sword hilts. So if you sort of imagine, they have, they're in full plate armour, they have a spear, and then a shield, which then straps onto their arm, and then with the hand, which is free on their shield, they're then holding onto their sword hilt.
We could take him. If I need to.
Definitely not what me and Trin are currently talking about.
No!
No!
So Jen's basically just turns around and says, nobody murder anybody.
Oh god. Yeah. All good.
We'd never murder anyone.
It's self-defense.
She said,
Maiming
she said we
isn't
couldn't
off the
murder, she
cards.
didn't say we could knock them out.
I don't say that. I do not say that.
So you guys are just having this debate in the middle of this courtyard.
I do not say that. I do not say that.
Okay, so Jen is leading the way. She just seems to know where to go, and as she sort of passes this fountain, she makes an almost saluting gesture towards the fountain. Scott just sort of breezes past without any indication there's anything is important at all.
I'm gonna just sort of investigate the fountain.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up with you, I think.
So can I get perception checks from you, please?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 61.
Wait, did you say 61?
Ow.
Hold on!
I didn't actually roll the dice, I just shouted a number out. I wanted to see if Matt would actually legitimately just not bother paying attention to it or not. So let me get away with having a natural 61.
I got a 15.
Okay, so the fountain is looking quite ordinary, aside from the fact that it's it basically just looks like it does in the picture, where the water is flowing in 4 different directions. However, the one thing that you do notice about this is that this water is brilliantly blue, and you've actually seen this water before.
Move over there. You can't sit there and listen to the noise. It's too loud. Okay.
Charlotte?
Yes, brilliantly blue.
Do you remember where you've seen brilliantly blue water before?
Yes. Maybe. Unsure.
Just saying, you're the note taker, so you should know these things.
Yeah, other than the fact that I've got 36 session notes to click through. Is it from Aqua Evader?
Yes.
Is it from the chain fort? Or is it from the palace?
Neither.
Neither. Not a clue.
Okay, so if you want to give me a history check.
Sure. Ooh, that was kind of a good roll. That's the wrong thing. That is an 18.
Alright. This is the same sort of water which you found in the cave where you were walking on the ceiling.
Yes!
And whenever Frank drank it, he was able to see straight through your armor.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you know that this has magical powers of some sort. You also know that this water doesn't necessarily obey the laws of physics either. So for Trin's benefit, when they went into this cave, which they found because it was linked to a quest that they'd accepted and then promptly abandoned.
We come out eventually.
But basically, water was coming up from a pool because because of its magical properties, water was flowing upwards.
Oh, that's fun.
So you guys know that this water has some sort of magical power. You don't know if it's the same X-ray vision that Frank had, but you know that it does have a level of magic about it.
Technically, could we take some?
Give me... Oh, wait, insight. 19. You gather by the fact that there are 4 guards specifically around this this fountain. You gather there's probably not a good idea to try.
Okay.
I wonder why Jen bowed to it.
Magic.
Yeah, true.
Maybe we should ask her. Hey, Jen! I'm gonna run after Jen.
What?
Why did you bow to the fountain?
Because that's what is expected.
Why didn't Scott bow
Was
to
it-
then?
Because he's an idiot.
And why did you not tell us to bow to the fountain when we asked? Is there anything we need to know?
Oh, it's a choice. I'm just doing it out of respect. Unlike shouting across the courtyard filled with guards that are ready to kill us.
Technically, I ran up to her at that point and
Okay,
shout
fine.
it across. I did say I ran
Okay.
up to Jen and shouted.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so she's moving on. Are you happy to go with her?
Yeah,
Okay, so
I'm not running back to bow to the fountain.
okay, so you cross the courtyard, and there's basically 2 sets of very heavy double doors that lead into like the actual palace proper. And in between these is a statue of a giant lion. And basically inscrawled on... there's sort of like a little plaque in front of this lion. And it basically says Indomitus Alfred Rex. Guys?
Would we know what that means at all?
What languages do you use?
I speak many languages of Celestial, Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Gnomish.
Yep, you recognise this as Celestial.
Oh, lovely.
And it basically means the indomitable King Alfred.
And,
Never thought a kingdom would have a lion as a at one point, but hey, whatever floats the boat.
right?
Okay. So the palace is basically designed to be long, as opposed to particularly wide. It's also very rigidly built, so everything is square or rectangular. There's no sort of rounded corners, nothing circular or triangular. Everything is square. So after you journey down a very long corridor, which seems to run the entire length of the building, you then go up a flight of stairs, and then down an equally long corridor. So you basically just done like a very weird 3D circle. The decor all around appears to be one of extreme piety. So pretty much every few feet there's busts of saints, posters of paintings of gods, various pieces of scripture. Basically, Marilla, you feel like a kid in a party shop. A candy shop, rather. Yeah, there's books on display behind glass, in glass. What do you call them?
I know what you mean, like cabinets, display thingies.
Yeah, but glass display things, yeah, and you recognise them as books that have supposedly been lost to history and things like that. Things that your church has very much coveted in adding to their collection.
I'm probably going to be like a few, not like too many steps so guards think I'm like holding back, but like a couple of steps and just looking in wonder at everything and sort of like trying to take in as much as I can see.
Okay. Okay, I haven't actually done a map for the corridors, but as you are hanging back, where is it? You see a figure, but in the you're sort of midway down the corridor. There at the far end. At the other far end, you can see a figure, and you only sort of see them for a moment. Can I get a perception check from you, please?
Of course you can.
Yes, I will.
Oh, really, really, really good. My dice are doing good. That is a 24.
Okay.
I'm so proud. This is
right?
a dice arc right here.
Right? Oh my goodness.
So the person pretty much vanishes as soon as you look at them, but you're able to see them long enough to see that they look like this.
Oh.
Obviously with the wings folded down onto the back.
Oh yeah, come on. Yeah,
That is cool.
Yeah.
Right, do we want to take quick drinks breaks? We need to change the baby.
No problem. Sounds good to me.
Worries. Yes.
I'm gonna go quickly make a hot chocolate.
Good.
Are we back?
I certainly am.
Yes.
Lovely. Okay, so yeah, that you basically see this figure basically just staring at you, wings folded down, what looks to be a greatsword in her hand, and then her other arm is just entirely made out of flame, and then as you blink, she disappears.
Huh. I'm sort of gonna take a little step back, completely shocked. Look around to see if anyone else noticed it.
They don't seem to have done that.
Huh. Okay. Carry on walking and I'll remember that for later.
Will you, Miss Note Taker?
I will.
Okay.
Huh? Thank you. Just double them out the freezer.
Okay, so I take it you run to catch up with the others then?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, so, finally you're brought to a set of heavy wooden double doors with two guards on either side. But the guards nod to Jen, and there's also another one of the black-robed figures by the door as well. But this priest nods to Jen, then nods to the guards, and they then open the doors to allow you entry, and you then come into this room. The room is a long room, which under normal circumstances would be quite large, but it's very cramped and busy. A massive table has been placed in the middle of this room, and it's been set with very expensive looking plates and cutlery. There are doors along each of the walls, basically where each of the guards are. And each is an armoured guard. Sitting at the table is a very smartly attired orc with red face paint, and he smiles at you vaguely and is just simply looking around being bored. Now at the far end of the room, on the raised platform, sits three people. There's a man in the middle who's clearly the king, a woman on his left who's the queen, and then on the right is an elf in a short cream white Greek toga. The room is lit by multiple lamps which are running along the ceiling, and then there are metal braziers that have fire in them which are put in strategic places so that the entire room is bathed in light. The room is very comfortably warm. The priest announces both himself and bows. But Jen then bows as well, and then indicates to you guys that you should bow as well.
I bow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Scott does so, but sort of half-heartedly. The king nods and then makes a motion with his hands. The priest straightens up, then promptly bows again, and then leaves. So the king is going to step off from his throne. And whenever he's sort of like being idle, he does this sort of thing with his hands, where he clasps them both put together in this prayer-like motion, but he's basically almost tenderly holding his own hand in the way that you would say like you're guiding like a blind person down the street. That's basically how he's holding his own hand. But he then steps down from this raised platform and sort of like stops here. Jen basically walks over to him, stopping at certain points. Do any of you guys want to join her?
I'll go forwards a little bit. Like a bit back.
Okay, so Scott's going to sort of stand level to Jen. So now that you can see him close up, you can see that this king is he's not looking particularly great. So anybody who's interested, can I get a medicine check from you?
Yeah.
I would love to.
How medicinal am I? This is a good question. Oh, okay, not too bad.
I want to have an OV.
Oh, pretty good medicine. 23 from me.
Okay, that's 6 from Tordum. He's going to stand next to you. I'll say the Kasham and the Lumber are also standing there. Onyx, are you standing with them? Can you turn that down?
Yeah, I might as well, just to not look too weird.
Maya! Turn the volume down. Yes, just a little bit. Without you shouting.
Okay, so Onyx, what did you get?
I only got 16.
Sit.
Okay, so Marily, being the healer, you got the highest one. So you can see that this, you're not able to sort of like diagnose him immediately, but you can see that the king is a person who has spent pretty much his entire life being sick. Yeah, his complexion is very pale grey, his eyes are somewhat bloodshot, and you can see that just standing is, like, with all of his heavy regalia, is actually quite exhausting for him. However, he's being quite dignified about it and is still standing tall.
That's fine. She doesn't want television. Okay? Thank you for offering it to me.
Charlotte?
Are we people bowing, or are we just sort of stood waiting?
Just sort of stood waiting at this point. And so, still clasping his hands together, the king then says, "Welcome, Alphas. It's fortuitous evening indeed." And he then allows sort of like Jen Scott to approach and greets them both with a ringed finger, which they don't necessarily like kneel and kiss it. They just sort of but just sort of lean forward and kiss it. So Jen does actually kiss it, but Scott just sort of like jerks his head irritably in its vague direction.
Yeah.
He gestures to the friends behind him. My queen, Luthwin.
Right.
And my elven advisor, Ara Yelvaris. He gestures to the what's going on here? He gestures to the orc who's sitting at the table. And also Numhug, my advisors on all things Viking and heathen. Please, let's dine.
Who am I sitting next to?
Whoever you want.
Can I sit next to somebody who will show me how to eat like a human, or like I said, I'll sit next to Mirella because she probably is the most patient.
Yeah, probably. That's probably best.
Because I don't use a knife and fork. I don't know how to.
I feel like surely on the way here we talked to you about it.
Next to the king?
Surely, especially Jen.
Ooh, this chair's large. So, Marilla, where are you sitting?
Give me one moment. Where am I gonna sit? I will sit here, so there's space for Tordum to go there.
Okay. Onyx, where are you sitting? Jen?
Here, if it's not too offensive.
Sure. And then the others will basically just sit there. So he turns and takes his place at the head of the table, and it's a massive chair in comparison to all of yours. And so, it's quite a massive chair in comparison to yours, and unlike yours, that just simply have basic cushions on them, his has a very significant number of blankets and furs. So it's a very overly comforting chair. There we go.
Okay, so there's two chairs, not one.
Yep. The queen comes down and takes her seat, as does the elven woman, and after a moment food is then brought into the room in the form of a brilliantly made but small-scale feast. So there's various things like pork, chicken, various vegetables.
I've been alone by a plate full of meat.
Okay. Like sausages, basically just like your standard medieval feast, but in small quantities.
See the knife and fork?
Okay, I'm going to pick up a knife and fork. I'm going to assume the long skinny one is a knife because it looks like a dagger.
Exactly, and the one that sort of looks a bit like a pitchfork is the fork.
Okay.
You're going to hold them. You're going to use a fork to gently pierce your meat.
I'm going to stab the meat with the fork, trying to be gentle.
And then using your knife, you're going to gently carve away at it so it is in a piece that is just the right size to go into your mouth without overfilling it, so there's not bits on the outside.
I have a big mouth, so I can probably fit the whole thing in my mouth without coughing.
Well, that's not polite. You want enough so you can chew a little bit,
okay,
but
I'm
not
cut
overfill.
the tiniest piece off and just like nibble on the end of it.
Exactly, that's right.
That'll take a really long time to eat it now.
Okay, so as all of this is coming in, a small troupe of musicians comes in as well, and they start just playing quietly to like just general medieval feast music, which I'm sure Charlotte will be able to has a playlist for somewhere.
I'm currently listening to Kingdom Dance from Tangled, actually.
This should be the Ugly Duck.
Oh, it should be. I'm listening to one of Marilla's playlists.
Well, don't listen to How to Train Your Dragon. We need you tier 3.
I think, yeah, there's no. Actually, there is How to Train Your Dragon on this, but I'll be fine.
I love those movies.
Yeah, she cries to them every time that she listens to them.
You know,
Apparently.
there's a new one coming out, right?
No, I didn't know.
There's a what?
There's a new one, and it's aimed in like the modern day age.
Yeah.
And the implication is
I've
that
heard
it's
reviews about it.
Toothless's like descendant, and the guy in it is like supposed to be the descendant of Pick Up an Asteroid.
Yeah, I've heard stuff about it. Apparently, it might not be the best.
Yes, and the character's name is, of course, Chris Hemsworth. being apparently the only person who can play Viking people nowadays.
Yeah.
His brother originally went for that role.
Mm. If you can't tell, I have my favourite as to which one's which.
Of course.
Okay, so back to reality.
Back to reality.
So Alfred doesn't really seem to eat much, and he seems to be eating a form of gruel, which has what looks like dates in it. So he's not actually partaking in any of the food of the feast.
Should we really be eating this if the king's not eating this?
Do you say that out loud, or?
Sort of, but to like Morella, so...
What did you say? Sorry.
Are we supposed to be eating this and I'm pointing at the king eating what looks like porridge?
No. I'll quickly look up and make sure everyone else is like eating.
Yep, everyone else is eating.
Yep. Yeah, this is fine. It's a feast. Like he probably has it because it's something he needs, possibly.
Lactose intolerant, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
This one.
So what did you say? You've gone really quiet again.
I was just saying lactose intolerant, probably.
So, but the king is basically just watching you guys as he's as you guys are eating, and he sees the two of you talking, and he basically says out loud, "Do not worry, my friends. Our good Lord Tyr has set me with a god that rejects all the sins of gluttony." Though,
I'll eat all the meat then.
though,
I'm just gonna like take all the meat that's down his end of the table and bring it to my end
Oh my
of the table.
no, but despite saying this, like he spoons like a big sort of glob and just looks at it without any enthusiasm.
That must be so sad. I'm not saying that out loud though. I'm not gonna say
Yeah. I sort of glance across the table at you and sort of like put like a little face.
Do you think you could eat a cake?
Oh, more for us at least.
Is it polite to make conversation at the table? I am unsure. I whisper this just loud enough so Onyx and Tordum can hear.
Okay, so Scott, with his sort of super hearing, is able to sort of pick up on this, and he basically says the best thing to do is just don't speak until the king says something.
I just take a small nod and continue eating.
Yeah. Pretend like it's a funeral. That'll be fine.
While Morella's not like looking, I'm like stealing the bits of food off her plate because my plate's empty.
See, you say eat like it's a funeral. I've had always great times at wakes.
Okay, so hours pass, and Mariela then starts dancing on the table.
No, I've never done that at a wake. Shots of sambuca, yes, but...
So the king has died from an alcohol overdose.
I'm sorry, what have I done? Jen said no chaos.
Wait, didn't the king died of his own apparent gluttony that he apparently can't have?
Oh, that's true, yeah.
We didn't cause that, we were just here when it happened.
Yeah, Mummy,
Okay,
that's
so
true.
So you can see that sort of in between mouthfuls, Alfred is muttering to himself and doing the prayer-like motion that he does with his hands. You sort of like gather that he's sort of praying as he's eating. The orc, on the other hand, is just like Tordum, is just devouring everything that's put in front of him. The elf is eating everything that's on her plate, but she's eating everything with a fork. And that includes the things like breadsticks and the really small pieces of bread and stuff like that. Everything she's eating with a fork, she's got a really prestigious handling of her food. And the queen.
I avoid bread.
Sorry?
I avoid everything that requires things that need hands.
And the queen has put like small amounts on her plate, but she's, even though that she's got a full plate, she's eating it very slowly. Like she doesn't really want. She is only sort of like eating whenever Alfred takes a bite. If that makes sense. So she's like sort of just like taking a bite, waiting. Alfred then takes a bite. She then takes one as well. It's almost like she's not trying to out-eat her husband.
Sad.
Okay, so after sort of like this initial phase of the dinner, Alfred then addresses you. So, tell me, Alphas, what do you think of my city?
It has lots of food, like.
Yes, the cake stall is wonderful, Your Majesty.
Alex?
It's truly a wonderful place to be in.
It's overrun with werewolves.
I didn't know what else to say, so I went default.
Indeed. I mean, your actions in my city do speak volumes. According to all the experts of diplomacy and my council, you Alphas stand very firmly on the side of my enemies.
I'm just gonna look down at sofa, but I'm sitting.
The Alphas are exclusive allies of the Danes, and the Church has announced you so many times, I don't think mortal memory can actually count.
Ouch.
But yet, contrary to that, you've saved my sister city from monsters, single-handedly defended my cities from trolls and giants, defeated griffins and werewolves, and let's not...
Ouch.
Griffins, werewolves, you destroyed an illegal fighting ring outside my city. And
Oh yeah, we did.
And that's not even to mention your actions amongst my allies. I must say, Alphas, you're making it very difficult for me to hold you as an enemy.
Then don't hold us. How does some... I'm just going to be sitting there.
We're just doing things to help people.
Oh, is that what we're supposed to be doing?
Yes, Tordum, we help people.
Oh, okay. Ow. Sorry, but you stood on my hip.
You're right.
Oh, no, she's on the joint.
What the move up?
Yeah, I can't. 'Cause, ow.
Oh yeah, down. Down.
Once she was out, I physically couldn't move.
Well, it makes me wonder what actually should be done with you.
Sit.
So Jen sort of detecting that stuff isn't really going her way, she then pipes in, so then I suggest we move past these categories such as ally and enemy and recognise that we have a common goal. We Alphas seek to ally with everybody against oncoming darknesses. We will protect everyone, no matter who they are. As she's saying this, you can see that Scott is looking at you guys and is perfectly lip synced to everything that she's saying.
I'll try not to chuckle. I avert my eyes away from Scott. I'm really focused on what the king's reaction to this is.
I'm gonna watch the lady nibbling on her food, like. Oh, they can't see my face, can they? I'm like squinting, sort of like, what the is she doing?
Who, the elf? Or
Yes. And then I'm eyeing up the leftover food on the queen's plate.
So the king is basically just absorbing what Jen is saying, like completely impassively. Like you sort of get the impression he's heard all of this before many times over, and it really doesn't interest him. But he's being too polite to actually say so. But he notices that Scott has basically goes back to him, so he then rounds on him. He's like, "What of you, Alpha? Do you believe that an alliance between Northwick and your order is viable?" So Scott, so Scott sort of rearranges himself, so he's now looking at the king, and he's like, "Well, I'm supposed to say yes, but and that's it will bring me no greater joy to have that. But Majesty, my honest answer is no. We shouldn't have an alliance, but simply license. We should be allowed to act as we do without problems of state to guide us. We Alphas work in the dark to fight the dark. We can't do that while being a king's man." And this answer does actually seem to interest Alfred. He's not just like listening to this. He does actually sort of shift forward, as it were. And he turns to you. "What about the rest of you? Where do you stand?"
At the dinner table.
And then he basically turns to you, Morella, and then says in Elvish, "Your lizard friend, has she suffered some head wounds recently?"
You meet many lizards. This is how we negotiate.
In Elvish, I respond, "Tordum, my dear friend here, may seem a little bit unusual, but she's actually one of the most important members of our party here. She brings light and kindness and cleverness and helps protect us all. It is not a head injury that puts her back at all. She is simply of a different custom to what we know."
Would you like a rug?
And then I also then in Elvish go, "Okay, she may have suffered a couple of head injuries at points."
It is customary to give the chief a gift.
So you go give him one of your rugs?
Yes.
Okay.
It is customary to give a gift. I'm giving a gift of a rug. Technically,
Oh my
she
God.
said I didn't have to steal one. She said not to steal one.
That's true. That is.
She didn't say I
That's
couldn't
true.
gift the king one.
And then he repeats in English, or common. "What about the rest of you? Where do you stand?"
On their feet. Sorry.
Onyx, where do you stand?
Is an alliance between Northwick and the Alphas possible?
I believe it could be, so long as any differences are set aside and a middle ground can be found.
Very diplomatic.
And you, Elf?
Very. I find it an odd question, Your Majesty. I think, yes, there should be an alliance, but... there are so many places we can help that I don't have reservations about an alliance, but what other places might think of it due to their opinions on this grand nation.
What if you decide you don't like elves, and then she can't help elves? That's not fair, because she's an elf.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
I must say, it may be hard to trust an Alpha to do anything, given how your group readily left the forces of Aqua Veda to fend for themselves once your threat was over.
We had more pressing matters to return to, we believed.
Oh,
I thought there was more dire situation here, and we thought we'd quelled what was worse.
I'm not questioning that, but it does beg the question. How good is the word of an Alpha once pledged to a king?
That's why they don't pledge to kings.
Indeed, maybe.
Okay, so he sort of realises that he's backed you into the corner and sort of gives you sort of something of an out. I hear word that you'll be leaving my shores also. Where will you be heading afterwards? So
We're heading to DM. We're heading to
We're taking
you know that place, right?
Yes, that place. That place that you clerally remember the name of.
Yes.
Minisepidus, right?
Right, so you're going to New Asgard and then from
We're doing.
New Asgard
Yeah,
to-
I know where we're going. We're going to
to
New Asgard next, guys.
We're taking Marilla home the long way.
Hell yeah. Why were we going to New Asgard? Does anyone remember?
Wasn't there the zombie thing or something?
No, that's Minnesepadas.
Oh gosh.
What's, hang on. What's in New Asgard? Nothing reported. Well done, notes. Literally.
If it helps, I don't have any more notes because the kids drew on them.
Oh.
Yeah, but you're married to the DM, so you can sort of just...
Still the DM notes.
Yes. I don't have a password on my computer.
DM notes.
Ow.
I want DM notes.
Right, so you're basically going to New Asgard because they can provide you with a ship to sneak into Minas Tirith.
That's right.
We're going to steal a ship from someone and take Marilla home.
No, we're not going to quite steal a ship. We're heading to New Asgard to find ways of traveling home.
This guy didn't like New Asgard, so I'm just saying we're stealing it so he's happy. The fact we steal it and leave stuff behind doesn't matter to him, does it?
Let's do an insight check and find out.
Would he care if we stole it or if we paid for it?
Okay, that's a 20. He doesn't seem to give... He's got that impassive look on his face, and he doesn't seem to give a crap that you've... that you're going to be travelling to New Asgard. He already knows that you're an ally of the Danes, so you going to New Asgard doesn't surprise him in the least.
Okay. You want to go to bed?
Indeed. And, of course, the prayers of Northwick and De Winter and her allies are with the elves in this trying time of need. He sort of says that to the elf specifically. And the elf is looking at you somewhat suspiciously at this point.
I'm going to look at her back.
I'm going to threaten her with my fork.
No, I'm going to put my hand on Tordum's. My lady, do you originate from Minnesepadas as well? Which part?
From the capital city, of course. I'm part of the Dragon Court, an advisor to King Alfred during this time of our Lord. But I am curious, though, how you plan to travel to Minnesepadas, given that the borders are now closed with the current crisis.
Teleport with magic. You ever heard of that word?
We have means.
Okay, so you got a 9. So unfortunately, she just sort of ignores you. But let's.
I'm gonna catapult her over the borders.
No, you don't, Tordum. No, you don't. Bad Tordum.
Okay,
I hold on to
together,
Tordum's hand. I'm literally gonna take Tordum's hand and like squeeze it and like be like, do not mess this up.
That is my sole point of the game.
Okay. So, are you trying to be evasive, or are you just sort of like outright lying?
Evasive.
Okay.
Wait, we do have our ways.
Okay, so can I get persuasion then, please?
Yes. That thing I'm really good at.
And Shark is not. Sit.
Hypothetically,
Oh no. What have you done?
how bad would it be if it was just like a 5?
Oh my god. Why would you do this to us? Why?
Because I have no charisma and I tend to get myself in these situations. It's a 5.
So she narrows her eyes at you, but doesn't say anything more, and you can see that it's not a case of that she's accepted your answer, it's the fact that she's in the company of the king and isn't going to create an outburst as opposed to anything else.
No, she's coming big to do that, isn't she?
My lady, we're traveling back to go bring aid and help out a few temples and the like with healing and protecting. Probably. I'll probably end up doing that, so I'm probably not lying.
And so the king sort of comes to your rescue and is like, a very good cause that is as well.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
If we were able to send aid, of course we would, but unfortunately your people are somewhat stubborn whenever it comes to accepting aid from us mere mortals.
I apologize for that, Your Majesty. I had not known we were so wrought in our ways until I came out into this world. It is incredible.
No, there's nothing wrong with national pride. However, I would hope that the elves would show the wisdom that they're famous for in this regard. Accepting help only bolsters alliances, after all. But speaking of alliances, I have news on Aquaveda, which may be of interest to you.
Ooh.
It seems that the king, my cousin, has attempted to lay siege to the Star Fortress of the Red Paladins in an attempt to rescue Rakoa Shepherd from her captivity. Unfortunately, though, his forces were too few, and the Red Paladins, along with many warriors under the command of Lord Athelhelm, sallied out to meet them in battle. The king's forces were nearly destroyed. However, an army of scantily clad men, who fought under the banner of Frank, joined the fray and took the Red Paladins from behind. I'm assuming the scouts mean that they outflanked them, but they seem to be a bit vague on the subject. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
They are fearsome fighters, Your Majesty.
So Jen basically just turns round and just like looks at you, and she doesn't say it, but her face is like, what?
Not meaning in any way that could be confused with ways that aren't done on the battlefield, of course.
But what do you know of this army of Frank? Are they a faction that we should consider reaching out to diplomatically?
No.
This is definitiveness, no.
I believe they are an independent organization who keep to themselves and aid when they feel like it.
Indeed. Well, it happened to work. The two warring factions were brought to the negotiating table, and already there is peace in Aquaveda. And you hear the orc let out a short laugh. Oh, careful. And the orc lets out a short laugh. It seems, though, that all Danes are to be banished from Aquaveda, and the king's main man, Hirok, what's his name? The Farah Lord King, the orc says. It means traitor in our tongue. Indeed. It seems that he has been ordered away from the city, and is making his way to find his own fortune. And the orc basically puts his tankard on the table. He doesn't necessarily slam it down, but he puts it down sort of harder than is necessary. He's like, he'll find no fortune, Lord. He will simply resort to piracy, and when he is unable to pay his men, they will desert him. He cannot go home, and he has more enemies than friends. Fear not, he will not last the year. At that point, one of the doors bursts open. This guard is just like knocked aside. And a woman comes striding in. She is stunningly beautiful.
And very angry.
Not necessarily angry, but she's just like being like completely domineering of the area.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so she's stunningly beautiful, and she is wearing a green dress that highlights all of her assets perfectly. Yeah, revealing just like pretty much everything, but showing nothing. She comes straight over to the king, like ignoring everybody else, and is like, "Oh," and she speaks in a really, but I don't really know how to describe it, like, other than just like a really pornographic voice. It's like, oh, your majesty, I had no idea we had guests. And she bows really, really low to him in a way that... And every time that she moves, her dress seems to like, move in ways that it shouldn't, if that makes sense. As if it's almost as if she's got like loads of strings attached to her, and they're pulling her dress in various different ways. Careful, Baba. Careful. It's my fault entirely. I must have misplaced my invitation. And she walks behind the king, and just sort of like perches herself on the arm of the chair and places like put one arm around the king and the other hand on his chest. And so you can see that her hands are the gloves that she's wearing are basically see-through lace. And she gives the queen a very angelic smile as she does so. And the king basically just smiles, like he's not, and it's clear that he's not enjoying himself at all. So, this is Gerda Darren, my council mage from Wit. Guys?
Gerda... What was her last name, sorry?
So put Darren. So Jearda, and then
yeah,
Darren,
I got that bit.
Yeah, cool. And then Darren, Daren.
Yeah.
So she looks around and she sees all of you. I was like, "Oh, alphas! How fun!" She skips and she goes off the table and sort of swaggers over to you guys. She looks very knowingly at Scott, and you can see that Scott is looking absolutely furious at her. But despite this, she just goes straight past him and sort of parks herself in between Morella and Tordum. You know, I was just thinking, it's an absolutely confounding coincidence. You know, I was just thinking how much my order has been wanting to repay the generosity that the Alphas did to my darling maid sister, Enna Darrell. And she looks at each of you.
Go white, tips of my ears go red, and I'm still holding Tordum's hand, and I just squeeze it slightly.
Is this you knowing who Enna Darrow is?
Yes.
Okay.
Enna Darrow is in my BBEG folder.
What?
Why? Enna Darrow was... Oh god, I don't have... you know.
Well, while she's figuring this out, I'll give you just a quick sort of 30-second lesson on how politics works in the Clinging Isles. So there's two major superpowers. There's the Elves of Minas Tirith, and then there's the... Oh, I'm bring the map up, that'll probably be easiest.
Enough. Oh, yeah.
So you've got the Elves of Minas Tirith, and then you have... Yeah, so you have the Elves of Minas Tirith, and then you have the Mages of Wit. And they're basically in a Cold War over the control of the Clinging Isles. And so pretty much in every single of the islands, the ruling council has both a mage and an elf as part of their council, and they represent the the agenda of Wit and Minas Tirith. And majoritively, those agendas are stop the other faction from gaining any more power.
Yeah.
So Enna Darrell was the mage advisor in Aquaveda, and that's where I'll let Charla come back to it.
So she was the Mage of Wit, counselor to the king, advised to this region to move forward, blah, blah, blah. She was briefly in control of the city and guards and wanted the king to abdicate and pass everything on to Ina. She had a massive suggestion spell on everyone. Basically, of like the guards not moving. There was like a party going on in like the main chamber, whatever that bit's called, throne room, sort of thing, where there was dancing. Everyone was like basically crying, but like forced to laugh. There were like bards playing, which were like bruised and bleeding, and like everyone was like about to collapse. The food was moldy and stuff like that.
Oh.
And she said something like, "Welcome, welcome to my palace. Why don't you pull up a chair? Your queen has been here sitting for days." And she was the one who threw us in the dungeon when we had the big dungeon crawl where we killed loads of people on our way out. And then she dies. All the fighting and the suggestion spell like stopped. That's who Ina Daryl is.
So a dead person that was best buddies with this new mage person, and so
Sisters,
we're
I
kind
think,
of screwed.
She said sisters, right?
Well, sister mage.
Sister mage.
Or mage sister, rather. Basically implying that the mage... Like, you got brotherhoods, sisterhoods...
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Ah.
But know this, Alphas. My order considers this matter very, very close to our hearts. And we will ensure that you are properly rewarded for it. But in the meantime, my lord, shall... She just sort of skips away and goes back over to the king. And shall I order the guards to have them arrested as enemies of the state? No, do you want to do anything?
No, I'm concentrating on my food.
Okay.
Is she doing anything? Like, does it look like she's trying to cast the spell suggestion or anything?
Give me Arcana, please.
Ah! Okay, cool. Pretty okay. That is a 15.
Okay. You're not seeing any indication that she's moving her hands or there's no glowiness coming from her. But for all you know, he may already be under the suggestion spell and she's just simply talking to him to activate it. Like, you honestly have no idea. However, the question is answered for you almost immediately, because the king just looks at her and he just doesn't look amused, and so that will not be necessary. They are here under my invitation and my protection. Now you can see that the elf is looking rather smugly at her.
Calm down.
And so the mage then goes, puts her hands to her mouth and is like, "Oh, how silly of me. You see, I'm only a young girl," and she sort of, in a very pornographic way, sort of, makes herself look quite small, putting her arms right up against herself and sort of turning on the spot. I'm only a young girl, ignorant of the complexities of the way of men. Please forgive me, my lord king, but perhaps you could instruct me on this matter in private. And you can see at this point the queen is holding her goblet and she's got a grip that could crush this thing. She is absolutely livid. But at that point the elven woman stands and she says in a very authoritative voice, sort of think the woman who plays Cersei in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
And she says, "I suggest you not waste the king's time with your ignorance, mage, and that you take your studies into your own private time so you can best serve the king with his complexities. I would be happy to assist you on that matter." So the mage basically goes round, making a point of going behind the king's chair and putting a finger on his shoulder as she does. She goes over to put the elf and says, "Oh, thank you, my lovely, but I'm sure I can manage." And she basically just walks right up to her and just grabs her and kisses her.
Oh.
And you can see by the fact that of how the elf reacts to this. Like, she's got her eyes open, she's trying to pull away, that you can see immediately that she considers this a violation. The mage releases her and she smiles and then bows to the king again. "Well, I shall leave you to your business, Lord King. I must attend to my own needs." and then departs through the door that she came out of.
That was weird.
So the Queen basically just suddenly lets it all out and is like, "Despicable whore! I shall have her executed for her indecency." And the King seems to have a bit more of a calm nature about him. So, "You'll not speak such things while we're in the presence of guests." But Scott, however, stands up as well and is like, "Your Majesty, I would urge you to allow the Queen to speak her mind on this matter. I think I speak for everyone here that you are amongst friends, and there should be no secrets shall pass beyond these walls." So the King basically nods. He's taken a little aback by this. Do you want to do anything before he speaks again?
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to cause any
Shall we
trouble.
take to bed, Mara?
Yes.
Are you aware with what happened to Ina Darrell, my lord?
I know that she was killed by said alphas, so I imagine her words come with a modicum of threat behind them.
Probably.
But I am aware that she acted against the interests of my cousin.
She did.
And then he turns
She's trying to make you happy.
and then he turns back to Scott. "I appreciate the offer, Alpha, but he then suddenly gasps and closes his eyes with pain. And the Queen jerks her head towards him as her husband. And Alfred, after a moment of just sort of gripping the table, he finally opens his eyes and smiles. He's like, "Yes, I'm fine, my love. I'm really..." And then he suddenly turns and just vomits onto the floor next to him.
Oh.
Did he somehow manage to sneakily eat a chicken nugget or something? What happened?
So Scott, who's still standing, wheels around Sir Morelos to do something, but the elf woman who is sitting next to him, she gets there first. So you can sort of see that she's sort of preparing this spell. As soon as he starts gasping with pain, she casts a spell from her hands, and it glows in a very pale blue light, which is different to the way your magic works, Marilla, as yours is like a very pure light. Hers is a very sort of sea blue. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just washes over the king. And he lets out a very heavy gasp and burps slightly. And after a moment of this process, he eventually is able to breathe normally. And he sort of nods his thanks to the elf, who just sort of surreptitiously casts another spell, and the mess on the floor is just immediately removed. So he takes... the Queen gives him a goblet of water, and he takes it shakily and stands to his feet after drinking. He's like, "My apologies, friends. I fear I must retire."
Do we all stand to bow?
Yeah, so as he stands, all of the people who know the protocol, they all stand.
I'll follow.
Same.
Of course, so Jen basically smiles, and you can see she's smiling through her teeth, and is like, "Of course, sire." So the Queen helps Alfred through the stairs and out the back door. There are guards there who are also sort of helping him along the way as she gets up the stairs. Yeah, the elf turns to face you and gives Scott a knowing look, and then a suspicious look towards the rest of you, and then departs after them. And the orc then, as you hear the door closing, the orc then stands up with a slight chuckle, and he sort of stretches, and you can hear his shoulders just crack into place. "Well, that was fun, wasn't it?" He grabs his tankard, drains it, and then fills up again. "Until we meet next time, Alphas. I might see you, I might not. But if I see you before you see me, look out."
Of course.
So he grins. He grins at you, and then simply leaves out of the main door, taking his tankard with him.
Oh. What an eventful night, huh?
Indeed.
So Jen, who's clearly not in a good mood, is that, well, that's the end of that then. We should probably get going before our presence becomes problematic.
Yeah.
Is the king often ill like this? I could tell he's been...
And she indicates
Why?
she indicates for you to stop talking.
Okay. I instantly stop talking.
Okay. So she basically just leads the way back to the courtyard. Didn't actually rearrange any of it. So I'll just simply plop you guys back out here. Eek. Don't see the priest isn't there anymore. So once you get outside, then and you get far enough away from the palace walls and away from the guards, then Jen starts talking as up. Yes, he was. He's got some sort of affliction with his stomach, but nobody's entirely sure what it is. Clerics and priests and all sorts of mages from all over have been trying to find a cure, but nothing seems to stick.
It's a pity. He seems a decent king.
Yes, but many consider him to be the golden king of all of Saxony. But with his influence, I mean, somewhat against our interests, he was able to unite all of the Saxons against the Danish incursions, and Northwick is well on its way to becoming the third superpower of the Clinging Isles.
It's impressive.
Yes, and he took the throne whenever he was 12. So, so he's led an eventful life, to say the least. But anyway, we should head back to the Alpha base before something happens to make this night more interesting.
We've probably got cake at home if anyone wants cake.
I don't need
Can't
cake.
wait.
I need a drink.
We've probably got a rum and raisin cake.
Okay, so you guys then head back to the Alpha base, and bear with me. And with that, do you want to give yourselves 500 XP?
500 XP. I pressed the wrong thing. I do this every time.
Hell yeah. Gang close to level 9.
Ah! I've never had a character in a campaign get this final up.
Neither have I. I'm in completely new territory in terms of how high I've DM'd for.
This'll be interesting.
Mm.
We'll know what it'll be like to be level 20 soon. Trin's doing a Halloween one-shot for the house, and we're level 20.
Oh, okay.
Can't wait.
Which is going to be insane.
Yes, I'm very excited. And scared.
I got like 250 HP.
Crazy. And that's a druid, right?
Yeah, I'm a druid.
Can you polymorph?
Yeah, because we're playing Pathfinder, not 5e. But yeah, I can wild shape endless amounts of times a day.
Oh. Yeah, the highest level which I got up to, I think, was level 8. But then when they completed the campaign, they got up to level 9. But then obviously that's where the campaign ended, so
Yeah.
we didn't carry on from that point. But it's like,
What level are you in my campaign, Trin?
Sorry, what was that?
What level are you in my campaign?
Oh god, I can't
Are you-
remember.
Are you guys 4 all?
I think 4, definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
definitely 4.
Yeah,
Definitely 4.
definitely 4.
okay, well, Natalie's had to take little ones up to bed, so shall we call it there?
Sounds
Might
like a
as
good
well.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
You might
That
as
was
well,
cool.
Yes.
You might as well apply your long rest as well.
Oh my,
Okay,
my full HP back.
unless there's something you want to do over the course of the night.
Oh, really?
Nope. Other than journal and take my long rest.
Yeah.
We did our first like big meeting with the king that like felt proper.
Yeah.
Yes, you
That's my
didn't.
first meeting.
Yeah, so the first time you met a king was first off in a church where Tordum murdered half of the priests.
Wonderful.
Then
Yeah.
then you met them in. No, that wasn't the first. That wasn't the first time. The first time you met a king was in a druidic chamber, where you accidentally summoned one of the big bosses for the local area and got him to commit suicide. And the king the king literally escaped this situation with 1 HP.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man's had a great time, apparently.
Yeah, so today really felt, you know that moment in Legend of Vox Machina, Turin,
Yeah.
where they have the meal with the Briarwoods?
Yes.
That was
Wow.
that moment.
I feel so bad for him now. I can understand his whole spiel, considering I never knew any everything.
Yeah, you know, maybe we're not good people. Oh no, maybe we're not the good guys.
No.
Oh god.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, right? Yeah, uh-huh. Nothing's gonna go wrong. No children will die.
No.
And then whenever you brought him to battle against the other mage, he managed to survive the entire encounter, got out of it with all of his health, and then his wife came along and punched him in the face and knocked him out.
Yep.
I love her. She's great.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Oh.
then that's when they promptly decided to abandon all of the quests that he'd given them.
Yeah, to be fair, we had fair reason for it.
Did you?
Yeah, I just love that assumption. It's like, did you?
Gonna say at this point, you're like murdering priests left, right, and center. Like,
Wait,
there's a
no.
lot.
Okay, but like they were bad people. They like the Red Paladins slaughtered so many elves and things like that, and just people. They deserved what they had coming. Morella almost had her villain origin arc.
Oh, that good.
I told you about the time that a boar kind of killed a guard, right?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that was that like whole place.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right?
And it was also the point where, but the first and only time in the campaign where a legit TPK was in the works.
Oh my god, yeah.
So Charlotte, in her infinite wisdom, decided to save everybody by punching herself in the face and using the fact that she knocked herself out to heal everybody.
Yeah, I used life transference. So I took like something like 30 hit points of damage or something and like healed 60 or something crazy like that.
Oh, awesome.
And I went down. And I was like, oh my god, I've never saved a death save before. Didn't even get a chance. Tordum came and healed me. Alumber or Kashem were like over my body protecting me.
Yeah,
I was ready to die. I genuinely thought I was gonna die that session.
Well, so did I, to the point that I legitimately did like a TPK scenario as to,
Oh my
as to what
god.
would happen.
I'd written like a letter that I have it still in my notes and stuff. She has like a little journal, and in it there is one dedicated to all the alphas that's been like written the night before that big battle. That like if she ever dies, they can find.
But yeah, they sort of developed this tactic of the fighters and barbarians would, at this point they also had a monk with them, but would like charge off as far as they possibly could into battle. The only person who was capable of healing them would then go off in a completely different direction, so that she'd be completely unable to do any healing for them whatsoever.
Not my fault. They should have been clever and gone round me.
I know, but this happened like 3 separate occasions while you were in Aquaveda.
It did, yeah. We were still learning. It was, hey, we only got to like session 20 whilst in Aquaveda.
Mm. And then there was the Kraken.
Oh, and then there was, yeah. The Kraken almost killed me again. Of course. And then Tordum almost killed me in a one shot. I'm starting to think I'm just gonna die.
Yeah, where you killed Rapunzel.
She deserved it.
Mm. I just love the lack of any argument from Tren at this point.
I'm going with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. And I'm just here. We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah, Rapunzel was had turned into a lamia, so she'd taken over a local town and turned everyone to Jackal Wow.